I need to be able to see it on these. I'm getting the old feed.
The old feed?
Yeah, how do I get the new?
This is the new one.
Yeah, but I want to see here at the comments.
Ah, okay, that's the YouTube. You just gotta go in. Let me check. Here, part 1. This is the live one.
Can you do that here too?
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I understand we're live back here in Istanbul, and we had a very lovely break for the opening of the Istanbul tournament, and that's why I don't have an expert commentary with me. They're all playing, and I had a forfeit, and I'm so sorry I had a forfeit. I would have had Genghis in my first round, my old friend who's the world champion. I played him a few years ago in Monte Carlo, and I hit 15 of his checkers, all 15 of his checkers back, and he beat me that game and that match. I had a forfeit to him because I'm here. Believe me, I'd rather be here than playing. This is really fun for me. So we're going to be watching Dirk and Mochy. Mochy's on top, and the score after 2 matches is 2-2. So this is a very, very tight competition. And the winner of, they have 3 more rounds. After this, we'll have another round at twice more tonight. In fact, I'll check the times on those. Let me see, make sure I get it right. Yeah, they're going to play again at 8:30 and 10 p.m. And also, we've got the other semifinals going on between ZZ and Dagfin, and that's very close as well. And the winner, of course, of this semifinal will go on and play on Friday, and I'll get you the schedule for that before the day is done. And the winner of that is going to play Sander in the Ultimate Backgammon Championship. Okay, the PRs are great. The play is great. Oh my God, Mochy's 11.33. All it takes is he did have 1 checker blunder that I missed right at the beginning. And I would like to set the stage a little bit before they started. I'll do that in the future. Okay. Not unlike it, but all it takes, you've only had a few moves, so that PR is going to come down dramatically every move. Dice on checkers is legal here. Double 4. It's a very nice roll. See, you always make the 5-point when you can. Oops, he didn't. It wasn't right there. Very good. It's a very good roll. Double 3 is just a super, super roll. And of course, the right play is to make 2 points when you're hitting, putting them up on the bar. You get a better chance of dancing. You'll dance 25% of the time, and you've got a huge game here. I'm certainly thinking about the cube if I'm Dirk, and score, position, race, and threats. He's got them all, but not enough to double. Oh, too good to double. Okay, too good to double. It's clearly a big double. I was shocked that it just rolled, but I didn't think about too good. I don't think about too good until after I come to the conclusion that it's a big pass. So I really should start there. That's what I teach. I don't monkey see, monkey do. I should learn how to learn from my students. All right, you're going to hit and cover, hit and cover. It's an all-out blitz, baby. All you want is not to have your opponent anchor. The good news for Mochy is losing 2 points instead of 1 at this score isn't a real disaster. It's not that bad. He's gotten what we call a market gainer. Dirk was too good, and now Mochy's got enough chance in this game to where Dirk should double. And he would be thrilled if Mochy takes, because it's not a take. He loses too many gammons. You can see Mochy wins this game 31% of the time, but gammons 38% of the time. Now, even at worth 0.5, you take away the gammons 1, that's 32, that's 16 losses as a result of gammons. His net value, one way to look at it, the gammon adjusted take point, gammon adjusted value is about 15, and he needs to have about 21, 22% to take. So this is a very, very significant pass. I learned the gammon adjusted approach mostly from Perry and from John O'Hagan. And it's not that hard, and it's one of the most accurate ways to do it. There's other formulas, other approaches. I'm sure Michi and most of the giants would just instantly see this as a pass. I think Mochy realizes that too, but he wants to be careful. And Mochy likes to use time on the clock. I have to tell you, I think he uses too much time, but who am I to criticize Mochy? Yeah, I'll do it. I'm criticizing Mochy. It's got to be a big pass. Not just because of XG. What game does he have here? I guess if he doesn't get hit and he anchors on the 5, but he gets hit with 3s, 8s, 9s. If he doesn't get hit, he better roll a 5, and then he has a game. That's a lot of things to happen. And by the way, you might not get hit and still not roll a 5. And he might roll a 5 and make the anchor and still lose. That's why it's a pass. And he did. And like I said earlier, you can expect Mochy's going to make the right decision almost all the time. We've seen a few blunders here. It happens. His PR is already elevated. I'm not sure where Dirk's mistake was. I don't look closely at XG. I'll let you guys do that. I like to make my own opinion and try and reason it through without seeing and letting XG influence me. Why should I let facts and science influence my thinking? I never have before. This is a bar point, very typical play. I don't like anchoring too early, but you don't have another play. I mean, you don't want to get blitzed out. You don't want to be hit and double hit. High anchor is an automatic play. Look, the PRs are already both in the low 3s. So you make one blunder at the beginning, it makes you look like you're horrible, but every play that goes by, it's averaged by all the decisions that you have in a match. This is something that you'll see experts do a lot that intermediates and beginners don't do. It's called slotting, taking a chance on getting hit. It gives you a more robust game, gives you more chances to do good things if you don't get hit. So it's always risk and reward. Every play, you weigh risk and reward. There's a real risk in leaving that shot, but the reward is huge when you don't get hit. And again, you always have to look at the alternative play. What else could you do that does any good for you, and how good is it? Certainly there were safer plays, but is the safer play really going to help you in the long run? Isn't life all about measuring risk and reward? Isn't life all about managing your good and bad luck and being prepared for bad things to happen? That's why this game is so good for kids. I think that's what it's going to teach them. That's why I love teaching kids. And I've got a lecture coming up with a bunch of kids in New York shortly after this tournament. That's why I'm leaving quickly, and I really wanted to stay in Istanbul, but I've got some lecture, and I could have canceled the other lecture, but the one with the kids I didn't want to miss. Last time I mentioned that, Carter said, "Are you allowed to be within 500 feet of any of the kids?" That's Carter's usual shtick, and I miss him. I miss you, Carter. Wish you were here. He's the one that got me into world traveling to begin with, got me in all this trouble, ruined my life. Never had more fun in my life. I won't say never. When my kids were little, that was really fun. Now they're old, they're no fun anymore. I love them dearly. We got 2 great boys, very proud of them, both great advanced degrees, great careers. I'm a blessed man. All right. You could hit on the outside. Did you see? Oh, 5-4. You couldn't. I thought double 5s there for a second. If you have any questions or comments in the chat, I'll try and check it from time to time. I'm here alone, but I will try and look from now on. The Snooker World Championship semifinals and UBC are both on at the same time. Amir. I love snooker, by the way. I played snooker all through college, and it sharpened my pool game. And I thought I was a pretty good pool player until I met a great backgammon player by the name of Eric Peterson, who took me to his house and showed me how to play one pocket and gave me a real lesson. All right. Mochy to play. I like hitting and making the 5. Hit and make, 2 of my favorite words. When I see those together, it really it warms the cockles of my heart. Hit and make the point. What's wrong with that? Plus, he's already made the ace point. There's a major thing you should be thinking about. Once you make the ace point, you got a hitting game. And look at it, it worked. Cube action. Flag goes up. I'm doubling. I'm not sure I'm taking or passing. That's how I know I'm doubling. And he does whip the cube. Ah, it's very tiny, tiny, too good to double, according to XG. But who knows? You got to roll those out. And by the way, if you roll it out and XG says it was too good to double, who are you going to bet on, Mochy or XG? In those kinds of situations, you know, XG has never won a tournament. He's never beaten Dirk or Mochy in a tournament. So I would go with XG. I love it. I helped develop it. I'm involved with it. And by the way, I just had several people ask me for my video. I have a 1-hour video that tells you how to set it up and how to use XG. I've been using it for years. It's been, you'll see it on the website for Extreme Gammon. Xavier sanctioned it and approved it, and it'll save you months of trying to figure out XG. Just send me $25 and I'll send you the link. And the money I'll use to buy boards for kids. I have been for the last several years. Phil@sim.org, PHIL@SIMB.org. It's my name. Email me, and that's my PayPal. And if you want to just send me money for any reason, that's fine. Okay, this game is a prime versus prime. Who's going to crack first game? And I really kind of like Dirk here. He's got more timing. It's all about timing in prime versus prime. Does he hit with the 1? Sure. If he rolls a 1, he'll hit. Even though he has to, I would hit here. You generally don't slot the back of a 4 prime. There's too many ways to hit. This is a good blocking number anyway, because it does block 3-6. And slotting the back of the 4 prime there, if it was a 5 prime, I'd slot it in a second. But slotting the back of a 4 prime is a little too risky. This may be a cube. If Dirk can roll a 4 and hold this position, this has got to be really, this is a pretty strong position. And if he doesn't roll a 4 right away, Mochy comes in. There's a lot of cracking numbers. All right, now I'm going to look. Oh, it's a pass. See, that I wasn't sure of. Dirty stick. He taught me that all prime versus primes are takes. He says, unless there's too many gammons, that's all normal prime versus primes are takes. I might have blundered this. I might have taken it. I certainly would have thought about it. But it's clearly a double. This can't be too good to double. It's a double and a take. A double and a pass, I mean. We'll see what the pros do. And I mean pros. These are 2 top professional players, lecturers, writers, authors. Do I have to tell you again how great a book The Theory of Backgammon is by Dirk? He rolls on. Did he think he was too good? Or not good enough? I have a theory. If you're not sure if you're too good or not good enough, double. He may take or pass wrong. Your opponent can't make a mistake unless you give the cube. And Dirk himself said to me in the comments, and his advice, when in doubt, double. He didn't take his own advice here, and he missed a big cube, but that's going to hurt his PR. And when it hurts your PR in this tournament, where you're playing for both PR and who wins, it really hurts to lose the PR. Right. Let's see how much that non-cube hurts him. I think it's going to hurt quite a bit. This is an interesting play, 5-3. The right play is 13-8, 12-9. It seems so, the 12-9 part just seems so automatic to me, but making the 3-point has merit, not quite as much merit. You don't want your opponent to make a high anchor to be able to move up, and he dances more this way too. It was slightly wrong. You can see Dirk's PR has been hurt quite a bit by missing that double. He's at 5 PR. That's not good for Dirk. That's, boy, it's an interesting turnaround here. Now Mochy's got the cube, and he doesn't have a double. So by not doubling, not only did he hurt his PR, he could have cashed and won a point, and now could easily lose 2 points or get gammon 33% of the time and lose 4 points. So that cube miss was a very, very big thing. It's going to keep Dirk up awake tonight. I promise you, he's going to have trouble sleeping when he sees that, especially in hindsight with what happened to this game. Poor Dirk. He works so hard at his game. Of course, Mochy does too. They all do. They're not here because they fool around. This is a take, and a pretty big take. So why is it a take? He's likely to get hit again, this roll, and have 2 up on the bar. I can see why somebody would pass this. This is scary as hell. Oh, he didn't double. He didn't double. Mochy didn't double. I wasn't sure of the take. Wow. 2 blunders. Were they blunders or just big errors? I think they were blunders by 2 great players. Now he's got himself a pass. Small pass. Okay, big double, small pass. Wow. And he did pass. Okay. So we're watching without question, 2 of the best players in the world making some big mistakes. And a couple of them are mistakes that I wouldn't have made. Of course, I have a different philosophy. I really do give the cue, but I'm not sure and hope my opponent makes a mistake. But I'm playing more opponents that are more likely to make mistakes. So I think that theory of hoping your opponent makes a mistake, at this level of play, you don't have that theory. I just know that 99% of the time, your opponent, if your opponent's name is Mochy or Dirk, they're not going to make a mistake. So you don't give a cube for that reason. You give a cube because you think it's right. Or you don't give a cube because you think it's right. Christian Monk Christensen, who's I respect greatly, he put some fantastic comments on my Facebook page. If you're not one of my Facebook friends, get on it, because I have a lot of, not for me, but I have a lot of great people like Christian making incredible insights on backgammon positions that I post. And he says he's sure Mochy feels that he missed something. It's really something to watch these players that have a sense of how they're feeling. And you got to be almost at that level to have that kind of insight. Okay, I said this earlier, the most common game is an anchor game. This is a high anchor, a 5-point anchor game. And I'm really proud of my relationship with Grant Hoffman from New Zealand, who is a backgammon, was one of my students and has become a terrific player and a terrific teacher. He came up with the rule of 4. So in order for Mochy to have a double here, he needs to be up about 15% of the race and have 4 or fewer checkers in the midpoint to clear and a landing spot. Now he's got both 2 points to clear, and it's not that easy to clear 2 points without leaving shots. So even though he's ahead in the race and not that likely to leave shots, it's far from a cube, because a 1 double 5 by your opponent and you're back in the game. He's counting the pips. Oh, that was a 5-4. I thought he had a double 5. I hope you're not having as much trouble reading the dice sometimes as I do. Why don't they just play in a computer and make it easier for everybody? Why aren't you, oh, you make that point, or you clear the 14. A point cleared is a point not to be feared, but he's not winning the race. Yeah, he's winning the race by 11. So you play to clear, you play not to block, you play to try and bring your checkers home as quickly and safely as possible when you're winning the race. That's what makes this play better than making the bar point. And I must admit, I would have gotten this one right. I often admit when I get it wrong, so you can trust me when I say I would have gotten that one right for that reason. We got a fairly close race here. Only 5 pips. See, if he was up 15%, it would be a double. Now we're assuming a normal score because he could lose his market by rolling doubles, and he just did. Game over. Unless Dirk rolls something spectacular, this is the game. Doesn't matter what he plays. You see, he's not taking any time on this play because it doesn't matter. He knows it's double pass. Automatic double pass. No chance for getting a shot. 18 pips down in the race. Very quick. Don't waste any time on the clock. I like that Dirk didn't think. Of course, when he moved real quick with the 5-2, he was telling Mochy he was passing anyway. But you're not telling Mochy anything he doesn't know. I might play a little poker. I might have taken a long time, thought, which is the best double two to make my opponent think maybe I am taking, or maybe it's not a double. Maybe which play can I make and not get the cube? There is poker in backgammon, but not at this level. I can't tell you how many times I've been bluffed by a Kiko. And I love to tell the story of how Matt Cohn-Geyer tried to bluff me on bluff gammon. He had to have a double 6 or a double 5 to win. He knew what his role was, and he cubed me to 64. And how could I not take that? Just for my ego, I had to take it. And he should never bluff because you can't pass it. And that's the reason you should pass it, because you can never bluff, right? Well, I took it, and of course he was bluffing. And Matt will verify that story. And I won a lot of money. But even if I lost, how can I have the story be told that I dropped that cube and didn't take that bluff? If I can't take that bluff even at a 64 cube, then I was in over my head and I shouldn't have been playing. Of course, I shouldn't have been playing because I was playing Matt. All right, we're running. High anchor games, you don't double for a long time. And the score is coming into effect now. It's starting to matter. 4 away, 6 away, and the 4-away player, who is Mochy, means when the cube goes to 2, a gammon will win him the whole match. So Dirk's got to be a little careful, even though he's behind and giving a cube too soon. If a game turns around and he gets gammoned, he loses the match. So you got to be a little careful here with that cube. At the same time, you're losing. You want to gamble a little bit. You're torn between the two. Oh my God, what do I do? This is like choosing between my favorite restaurant and my second favorite restaurant. You know what my favorite restaurant is? You wouldn't guess in a million years. I love Ethiopian food. But I digress, don't I? Let's go. We're getting a little away from the subject, aren't we? Oh, what's the subject? Oh, backgammon. How do you make this play? I don't know. Oh my God, the computer hits here. I hate that hitting off the ace point. And obviously so did Mochy. And it would have been a beautiful play. You come in with a 2 and it's stuck there. Huh. Hitting off the ace point there. I hated that play. Making the 3 because you might get a shot right now and you want to have a good board. And did I say you might get a shot right now? Nah, you never leave a shot here. Oops. That's why Mochy made the 3-point. You want to prepare your inner board because your game plan is to get a shot and hit it. And if you hit it, what good is it if you don't have a good board? And he hits it. Dirk needs to perform 75% of the time. He's going to come in here, and he does, and hits back on the outside. Beautiful return shot. Now, all 5s with 1, 2, or 3 are going to give him a nice return. There it is. 1-5. He can anchor or he can hit. And again, most of the time you want to hit rather than make points. He hit very quickly there. Didn't even think about it because for him there was no thought. Okay, we have a dance and cube action possibly. Mochy's leading in this game. It's a little harder to give the cube, but he does have a very strong position. He's up a lot in the race. Dirk's got a checker on the bar and 2 back. Mochy's got 1 back. Mochy has him outboarded. Position, race, and threats. The only thing that might scare me is the score. It's a big recube big for Dirk when you give this cube, so it's a little scary. The computer already told us what's right, and in a way I don't like that feed is there. It takes away a little of the suspense for me. And I know Mochy didn't like it when he was doing commentary with me the other night. He'd like not to have that at all. But for the viewers, the advanced viewers, it's kind of nice to see what XG would say. Clearly a big double according to XG and a take. And I think part of the reason to take is at the score. Again, if you do a gammon adjusted take point, it does come out to a take, but close. But, oh, he passed. He passed quickly. There's a blunder. And again, blunder is defined as anything more than 0.08. That's just an arbitrary number that was set many years ago. We actually didn't set it when we made XG. It was set by Snowy before us. And maybe before then, I don't know who came up with 0.08 being a blunder. I think it's an arbitrary number. I think there should be a different number for what's a blunder in a cube and what's a blunder on checker play. Okay, looks like they're taking a little break here, which is, nope, which is fine with me. Nope, they are. Okay. I can't see the players. My guess is they're taking a little break. A bathroom break, thank you. Hey, Mochy. How you feel? You're looking good. Yeah, you can't, we don't, it's not showing the PR or anything else. It was beautiful to see you honored today so much by the tournament. They bring you up on stage and honor you the way they do. It was really beautiful. And I got a little honor too. I'm very proud that they had a huge ceremony just to honor me and just to give me a plaque, and just me and 200 others they honored. But Mochy was got a special honor and plaque, and they really know how to treat people here.
Because you brought 100 students with you.
I brought 100 students with me. I'll bet you money I got 50 students out there, at least. At least. I'm sure it's over. The over/under on how many students are in that room right now is at least 50. How many you got though? How many followers do you have out there? There's 600 players. I think you got 500 followers. Yeah. It's nice to see you playing. It's a good match. Do you know what? I know you're 2-2. Do you know Zednik's score?
No.
I haven't heard that. I don't think they're finished with the PR there. Yeah. Well, life is good. I hope I can make it to New York when you're there. We have so much fun. Mochy and I played some chouettes with some students and friends of mine, and we go to great dinners. Can't wait to spend time with you. Good luck. Keep going. How kind is that? He came across from one hotel to the other to say hello. What a great guy. He's one of my mentors and heroes. I've known 7 or 8 people in my life, starting with my father, that are my heroes. My older brother, my first wife, and then in the backgammon community, the people I've always just loved and respected so much. Mochy's high on the list, along with my partner, of course, Perry, and a few others. I've tried to emulate Carter. I'll never come close. I'm trying, though, to find a way to have as much fun in life as he does. Okay. We're back in action. Mochy's leading 3 away, 6 away. That's a pretty good lead. That's pretty significant. So he's going to be a little slower with the cube. And Dirk has got to start feeling that he wants the cube a little sooner. We saw some real cube errors by both players here. Very surprising. Could there be fatigue setting in? There better not be, because tomorrow is going to be 5 matches for whoever wins against whoever wins the other one. They're going to be 5 matches, and the stakes get higher and higher. Who's going to go to Copenhagen and play Sander? It means a lot to all of them. I don't know. I couldn't tell you if it means more to Mochy or more to Dirk, or ZZ or Dogfin. They're fighting their hearts out for that. Okay, we have that high anchor game. There's a lot of shots here. About 27 numbers at point. I mean, sorry, nine numbers at point, plus, what else? Double 4s. 8 numbers. Anyway, there were a lot of pointing numbers. Okay. I get so excited, I get too close and you lose me when I run up against the screen. But I get so excited, I want to see it so well. Sorry about that. Oh, by the way, I've been told that there are 6 matches tomorrow, not 5. They will play 6 matches. Wow. We've got a new wrinkle in this tournament. If you are within 0.2 of a point in PR, they call it a tie, and it had an effect on ZZ getting into the finals. If we didn't have that rule, he might not be here. But that rule was made long before his last match, and before that occurred, and it affected other matches as well. And I love that rule, because why should somebody get a full point by just barely winning? And they're only barely winning because of the settings that we happen to have at that moment. Next year, you can change the settings or roll it out deeper or use huge search engine, and it can change it completely. So I love that rule. I think it's fair. It's to all parties. Doesn't feel too good if you lost by 0.01 and you only got a half a point instead of the whole victory. And Thomas Mayer, that happened to him playing Zednik, and Thomas might be sitting there instead of Zednik, and it had not been for that rule. But the rule was made clearly and announced ahead of time, and that's the rules of our tournament, and you have to abide by it. How many times have you seen a football game or a hockey game or whatever changed by 1 inch or 1 second, or a basketball game? That's what's happening here with that rule. The question is it fair? Should you cut it off at 0.02 or stick pointed out? It's so wrong and arbitrary. But I think it's even more arbitrary to award a full point for a tiny victory. The fairest thing might be to just add up all the PRs anyway and just give you so many points based on your PR difference. Okay, this match. Mochy playing at 3.31. Dirk playing at 5. Mochy is thinking about the cube here. It's hard to double, I think, when you're 3 away, 6 away, when you're winning 3 away, 6 away. He's got market losers. If he hits and doesn't get hit back, that's going to be a market loser. Obviously, double 5s and double 6s are market losers, probably double 3. He's counting the number of rolls where Dirk could not take next time. That's what a market loser is. He's sure that Dirk will take at this score. Maybe he's thinking Dirk will take. If he's sure Dirk would pass, then he knows he's doubling. By the way, it is a small pass. You plus it. Wow. I was thinking I would grab this cube because I wasn't sure the double. This is reverse Woolsey's law. My good friend Kit Woolsey, I was with him in a tournament in Santa Fe, and one night I woke up and I had dinner with Kit, and I said, Kit, I had a dream last night that I could use reverse Woolsey's law and reverse it, that if somebody gives me a cube and if I'm not sure it was a double, then it must be a take. Do I have permission to use your name for that? He said, sure. He was proud of it. He said, fine, because he knows I'm one of his proteges. He was one of my great teachers. So reverse Woolsey's law. If you get the cube and you're not sure. So this is one where I would have grabbed the cube, and it's a tiny pass. Wow. Now, Mochy's taking quite a while. And why not? You got time on the clock? Why not think about it? Hey, I'm finally going to get some help here.
How's it going?
My good friend Justin Knoll, right here in a very interesting cube action. What happened? You win already or lose already?
Oh, man. I draw the one guy in the place from Germany who plays it like a 6. He did really well.
So how bad did you get beat? Come on in.
I got beat really bad, but I played pretty good.
Oh,
so.
that's what counts. Okay.
Not in this tournament.
You can see what's going on here. Mochy's leading 4-1, and Mochy just doubled. It's a tiny, tiny pass for Dirk. I would have grabbed this cube so fast, and he did.
You would have grabbed it quickly.
I would have grabbed it quickly, and Dirk grabbed it slowly.
I would have grabbed it this.
You would have grabbed it too. Right.
I don't know. I was in a very similar situation not too long ago, actually, in my last match, and
Were you there for the opening ceremony?
Yeah, it was great.
Was that amazing that they would do all that just for me?
Oh, I can't believe they brought you on stage.
I knew you'd have a good response for that one.
I thought it was going to be like Showtime at the Apollo and the Sandman comes by and pulls you off with one of those canes. You know?
Oh, it was really sweet, though, the way they honor people. What hit me the most was that poster of falafel.
Yeah, yeah.
It brings tears to my eyes right now.
Wow, the fan. Oh, that is a sick sequence. Wow, what a sick sequence.
Yes. Now, the foos on the other, I won't say it.
Well, yeah, he's thinking about it. The only problem is that the numbers that cover the ace are the same numbers that hit. So you got to, I would personally take a roll here. Oh my goodness, wow. Well, that's why he's there and I'm here.
Uh-huh. Big redouble.
He found this cube. I mean, I guess it really doesn't take much at the score.
Now, the other thing is we know that Mochy's recube take point's got to be pretty high, 33 or 35%, something like that, right?
Yeah, he's not losing much by giving it away. But I get worried about things like this.
But Mochy snapped it. He snapped it, which was the correct decision. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would have cubed, and I'm not sure I would have taken. How's that for a combination? Get in the picture.
Yeah.
Come here.
I don't know.
Get in here.
I mean, Dirk wrote a whole book about this, and I haven't even read all of it. So maybe by the time I get to the end, I'll know how to give those cubes.
I've read it all, and I understand 1/10 of it well. And I'm using a lot of the information in my actual lessons for my more advanced players. My more advanced students. Yep.
What a saving roll.
Yeah. The reason he didn't make his own bar is it would leave that shot on the, he loses midpoint. The midpoint is very valuable. People, 1993, before computers, Kit Woolsey, again, one of my heroes, he wrote an article on the importance of keeping the midpoint. People didn't realize it. Before that, they were giving it up all the time.
Where's the 6 if you do this?
This is tough.
No,
All the plays are close, though. XG says they're close. You start with the hit, and then look around.
maybe I just don't know the original position.
Yeah. They took a break a few minutes ago for bathroom break. Mochy walked over just to say hello and smile. He was so relaxed. I've never seen him this relaxed in a major tough competition like that. Okay, I think it's very clear that you go to the 3 point, 4 point, 3 point, that 3 point.
You were right.
The other 4 point. Oh, wow.
Sheesh.
Oh my goodness, hitting wasn't on my list.
It was.
Oh, wait a minute, it should be. You got that blot in the inner board. That's right.
So he's got him outboard.
Yeah, but it's only close, it's very close to hit, or not, really close. But when I see that blot, that's an invitation to hit. Cube is on 4. Gammons have absolutely no value to Mochy, so he's only thinking, how do I win this game? Or how do I not lose the game? I guess that's synonymous. Are you thinking, how do I win or how do I not lose? Which one is your thought?
I want to balance winning with not losing a gammon.
Okay.
Because losing a gammon would be devastating.
Most players I know are always afraid to lose. And
you don't lose if you win.
Right. That's my point. I would be thinking about winning, not thinking about not losing. That's the mindset that I want to get people to have. All right, look at Mochy's playing around 3 PR.
Yes.
Dirk is playing at 4.5.
What a shot. Yeah,
And it's a very interesting game right now with a 4 cube. Now it's a dead cube. That means that there's no cube value to Mochy. He's never going to recube.
1-6 is.
Well, you only have 1-6, so you make it and then you decide. Then you will find out you only had 1-1. Pretty much forced. We call that forced by logic. Ooh, a 6 is big, big shot here for Dirk. He needed to come out there. Of course, the hit and cover would have been fun too. But that has to be high on your list of good rolls. 4-1. I guess you make the 10. I mean the 9. I'm not good with numbers. That's a problem, isn't it? I would make the 9.
Yeah, that one would be
Seems natural.
not so good. It's just too loose.
Yeah. Okay. Made the right play. Made my play. And by coincidence, XG's play.
Wow.
You got to make the 5-point and pray, don't you?
No, it's too
No?
expensive.
Too big? I was making the 5-point. I've always told you, always make the 5-point. By everybody. Always make the 5-point, except when you can't, except when you shouldn't. It's very close. It's close here. It's a 4.4% error. So here again, for the first time,
How many numbers
Justin
hit
is
when he
right.
does that?
Well, 14 threes plus 1 6 and 2 6 plus 1 6 and 2 6. Isn't that it?
Probably
That's
lose
18
most of the
numbers. That's
time you get
50%
hit.
of the time you get hit when you make this play. This is 50% of the time you get hit. And did I miss something? Double twos doesn't hit. That's it. Exactly half the time you get hit here. And when you do, you can forget it.
Well, he needs to win, so
Yeah. I like that play. I think you just bring it in.
it looks good when they don't roll a 3 or a 1.
Yeah, it doesn't look good when you don't cover though.
I know. That feels bad. That's why I stopped.
But now we're
slotting
down to
the 5-1
14
in the
shots.
other
We're down from 18 shots to 14 shots. That helps a little bit.
They always
And
hit on the
boom,
second
nope.
go. Oh, no, they
Now we like Dirk's position, and I like that he took my play and made the double 5 because he covers. There's 2 6s here. There's something to be said for bringing a builder in case your opponent comes in, but you're not duplicating anything here. I would have been tempted to bring the builder in. I didn't have a chance to look at that. Moved too fast. This is not easy for me. I guess you break your board from 6 to 5. Come in with the 2 and 6 to 5.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's White's roll.
I had the wrong one on roll. Okay. I'm used to a baffle box where every roll's on that side.
Every roll's on the same side.
Right.
1-3. What a shot.
Oh my God.
Oh. He needs an ace
He got it.
and a hit.
And a hit for sure. You can't ignore that hit. 2 big swing rolls. Here's another one maybe. Come on. Yes. Another.
Who are you rooting for?
I'm rooting for jokers. Not rooting for either one. They're both really good friends of mine. I love them both. I'm rooting for jokers. The jokers are fun. Here's a yes. The 5 isn't beautiful, but it's forced.
As long as you have that ace,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah. Well, he cares.
You'd rather not be on the roof.
Yeah, that's for sure. Ace would be a joke. 6-3 is a great roll. Just getting out of there. This is really interesting. I slot, and he slots, and we slot.
We all slot together.
We all slot together. We're all slots. All right. Very stiff position now for Dirk.
He wants those low
He rolled
numbers,
low enough,
just enough to hold.
but see that spare that Mochy has on the 9 point is very helpful. And he's going to use it. Well, no, yeah, he has to. Oh, no, he doesn't have to. He could just break the point. It's real close, real close. I would have thought long and hard about breaking the point. 3-1.
I think the problem with not breaking the point, even though you're giving an 8 right now, is that you might not roll something that lands on your point next time.
Uh-huh. And you're up 37 pips in the race. What's your game plan when you're up 37 pips in the race? I think your game plan is the race.
It's funny because it's like essentially DMP for Dirk here.
Uh-huh.
And so in that case, you really wouldn't want to break your board, right? Because you need a hit. it's better to keep your board and just play an ace point game than it is to break your board, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because if you get a shot and you hit it later, you need to be able to contain the guy, so you can't really break your board,
Huh.
I think.
6-4 is a good roll. There are 6 ways to roll an 8, but not double twos here. So there's 5 out of 36 rolls with an 8 in it. And now you have 2 choices, 3 choices.
Because it's better to have a good board and a well-timed ace point game than it is to have a broken board and, you know, still a poorly timed game, but now with a broken board.
Look at the top 2 plays. Very, very different concepts, but an exact tie. With for 2, usually when you have 2 totally different concepts that are tied. I hope they plus it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Hussein? Plus it. I bet you they're not tied. You wouldn't take that bet.
Well, that's my thing, right? So, like, if he's the best place to run off now, right?
I don't know. It's a tie to run off or not.
My question is, why not break the 18 then last roll?
Ah. Get in the frame a little more here. We're missing you.
It's all right.
I miss you. I missed you.
Thank you. I know one thing, at 7 o'clock, you need to make a rush up to the food because at 7:10, there's going to be 30 people in line.
I'm going to go to the other restaurant. I'm leaving the hotel down the street.
I was there.
I hate it. I got really sick all night last night, so I'm going to go eat somewhere else. I'm going to blame the food. Okay. But the food's great here, but not for me.
Never mind.
Not for me.
I've enjoyed all of it. I feel great.
All right, good. Well, you're not a real American anymore, so it doesn't count.
It's true.
You're a European now. Wow. Well, Mochy's about to bring this home, and he's going to also kill Dirk in the PR. He's going to go up 4-2 after this match if he wins this game.
Look at this 6-4 though.
Wow.
It's funny. It gives Dirk more chances than Mochy would like to give him.
He doesn't want to roll a 5 here. He rolled a 5, but it didn't count. Dice on checkers is good, but dice on the board is also legal.
Oh,
that's a great roll. Great shake. Because Mochy doesn't care about gammons, he just cares about clearing.
Get rid of the 6 point, exactly.
Yeah, that's where I start. I take those 2 off the 6 and then decide. And I think that has to be right. Oh, he's looking at keeping it. You know, the one reason you keep it is to get your opponent to crack, but he's already cracked.
It's true.
He's got a spare, so why would you keep it? By the way, it's close. You and I instantly thought you clear the 6 and it's not a done deal. It was close. Well, Dirk's going to need a miracle. Even number of checkers on the 5. If you take off 1, do you take off 2?
No, you just put them on the 3.
Yeah, you put them down. Now you play everything. Keep an even number.
Only thing that leaves a shot is double 4s.
This is a good roll for Dirk not to have to crash more. Get that checker moving. I bet he doesn't leave a shot here. And I was right. How much did we bet?
Negative $10, so now you owe me 10.
And you're right. I'll pay you. Makes the ace. The checker was gone, wasted anyway, so make the point. Double 3s is a very, very awkward situation. See what Mochy did? He took the plays that were forced first, and then you find out which one you're going to do. And one more checker off is worth it. He's probably, and the other reason he did this is there's fewer repeaters, a lot fewer repeaters than if he had played the other checker.
Well, it leaves one more number now, but you get an extra checker off. And if you leave it on the 3 point, it could still be there next roll, right?
That's right.
Because
That's
you
the
could roll
point.
6-5 or something stupid.
That's right. I repeat, just like the dice do. Okay, barring an accident.
Needs to split off the back, yeah.
Yeah, now.
Now the 3 will really.
Yeah, how's the 6-3, 5-3, 4-3 now? And he rolls it.
Okay.
Oh, man.
There's an opportunity here.
There's 20 numbers that hit. Oh, my God. And he hits.
Wow.
How many checkers do we have off?
Not enough. Not enough.
I was starting to
I
talk
think
about,
he has 8 off, but no, yeah, he has 8
8
off.
off, yeah.
But he could hit the other guy.
that's right. 8
Which is
off,
a big deal.
8 off with a perfect bear off is 50-50, but not with the open ace point. Then it's about 60-40 in favor of Dirk if he closes the board with 8 off and the open ace point. But when he hits the other checker, he's gin. And I don't think he can stay there.
No, he can't stay there.
And he's not going to have a perfect bear off. So it's going to be pretty close to 50-50. It's really close to a 50-50 game. Of course, he doesn't have any cube vig, so maybe it's a little less than that. I'm used to white holding the cube here. This is not a great roll. He doesn't want to have to open up, but doesn't have a more productive 3. You know, I'm not sure 4-1 wasn't right there. Keep a checker on the 6.
No, this play was right.
I guess so. I would have thought about the other play. That's all I'm saying. I'm not that afraid to keep that odd checker up there.
You could just rip them all off. I mean,
Worst case scenario is you leave a shot, get hit, and pick up the other checker.
well, you need to make up a lot of ground here, and you need to get more checkers off before you accidentally roll that 6 and let him out. You know?
I don't think he has to make up that much ground. I think that's the point. So you're ripping here, huh?
I'd like to take a lot of checkers off before he comes in. There's a blot in his board, you know, even if you do leave a shot and get hit, you might hit the second guy.
Oh no, leaving a blot intentionally? How can that be right?
I mean, he's looking at it because of the blot and board, you know?
But I think he's got a big enough favorite without doing this.
Yeah, I think so too.
But there's nothing wrong with looking at it.
It's creative. Well, the only problem with looking at things sometimes is you might do it.
You might talk yourself into it.
Yep.
That happened to me in my second marriage.
If you never looked at her, it never would have happened.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
The differences aren't huge. So the right play is your play, right, to rip?
I'm not sure.
Looks like it.
2 off, 1 off. Yeah.
Yeah, when in doubt, rip. Okay, he needs a 6 very quick to be in this game. Otherwise, it's going to be, Dirk's going to be the favorite.
You'll see why you'll see why you wanted to take more checkers off if he rolls a 6.
You're right. If he didn't roll a 6, you'd be right not to make more checkers up. It's close now. This is close. I think Dirk's a little favorite, isn't he?
Depends what Mochi rolls here. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is less than average. I would play to the ace, I think.
I don't know. It's close. I really didn't know. It's .011, so don't know is a good answer.
I mean, you get a crossover with the other way, but this way you even out the stack.
Uh-huh.
Saves you if you roll an ace later.
Ooh, that's big to come in. Getting it in is really important.
Roll 3.5. 1, 2,
Yeah,
3,
very
4.5. But white's on roll. If
Very
Mochi
close.
doesn't miss, I think he wins.
The miss doesn't matter that much. He's odd.
5-4.
He's odd.
He's a favorite.
Yeah, he's a favorite. Mochi's 5 checkers and 5 checkers. Unless he rolls 2
but-
ones.
but yeah,
Unless he
so I'm
rolls
saying
2
He
ones.
doesn't want to roll an ace.
He doesn't want an ace. Oh, he did roll an ace.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter, though, does it? No, it doesn't matter because the odd, like you
Oh,
said.
not even. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So I got excited for nothing?
You generally do. You got me excited. I'm listening to you going, oh. Like,
All right, good match. Good match. The PRs. Oh, my goodness. Mochi played a 2-3-3.
Yeah, that
Dirk,
was,
Dirk's not going to be happy at
If
3-9.
he pulled those extra checkers off, that would have made a huge difference.
Yeah, right.
Did
You
he
were
not?
right.
Did he not end up taking any guys off besides the?
No, he
one?
took one off.
Just one.
He took
right?
one off, and you could have taken 3 off. And the right play was 3 off, but the difference was small.